Hello, guys, and welcome to Cricket Caviar. Today, we are previewing two test series that are going to start. And first, I want to discuss about Sri Lanka tour of England and then also Pakistan tour of Bangladesh. Sri Lanka is touring England and they are actually playing their uh, a, a three test series. Pratik, you would be shocked to know that they have not played a three test series since 2018. So this is the first time they are playing a three test series, and the first test is going to start in Manchester. It's a big deal. Dhananjay De Silva is leading the team. Prabhat Jayasuriya. There is a debutant of 28 years old Milan Ratnaike who is going to play ahead of our favorite gas man Lahiru Kumara. So all these interesting, and England also don't have their regular captain. This is the first time in Bazball era that England is going to play without Ben Stokes. Ollie Pope is the stand-in captain. Also, one of my favorite players, Dan Lawrence, who I loved in some of his performances in Sri Lanka and India, is going to play finally as an opener because Zach Crawley has a fractured finger. So I'm really excited about this series, and Sanath Jayasuriya has promised some fireworks inspired from his play of staying, and also he, Adam Gilchrist and Matthew Eden. So I'm excited to see how they counter baseball. What's your take on that series, Pratik?
Yeah, I mean, some people will say that England is favorites, and some people will say Pakistan is favorite on the other side. But there has been enough talks to make, which makes me feel that this series will be interesting. That what some pundit will predict. So yeah, first of all, congrats! Like Test cricket is back, two ongoing series at one time. Very happy about that. And yeah, you rightly mentioned some of the points already about Stokes not being there, and the impact that Jayasuriya is having on this team already. Those are going to shape key elements. But at the same time, the new captain Pope has said that Stokes is still in the changing room, and that is helping us a lot. And so we won't miss him much because
Mm,
he's still a part in the changing room. So that's
yeah.
for Stokes. And I want to also start with a story. So in summer of 2016, a 42-year-old guy scored a test century and created a record for being the oldest guy in the last 80 years to score a century and won a test match for his team against England. That guy was Misbah-ul Haq. And it's time for Sri Lanka's legends like Karunaratne and Matthews. I'm mostly talking about Matthews because being a
Mm,
middle order batter is slightly easier in England compared to a top order batter. So I will be
mm,
expecting, like, if Sri Lanka has to win something, there has to
mm,
be contribution from Matthews.
mm. Actually, Dhananjay De Silva was not happy with only one practice match that they had. So I was reading a bit about that, and he said we expected at least two practice matches to go before because they lost in a humiliating fashion to a very inexperienced England Lions team.
Yeah.
There, in the second innings, Matthews, Chandimal, and all these people did put up some fight, but um, how do you see, I mean, this series, anything apart from 3-0 to England? Do you see any fight from Sri Lanka? And if you see who's, for me, it will be Dhananjay De Silva because I think the way he fought in Pakistan, if you remember, Pakistan told Sri Lanka, and the way he fought against Abrar and that spin attack, and Saud
Mm.
Shakil was doing it from the other end from Pakistan. I think Dhananjay De Silva, being the captain, he has a lot of fight in him. What do you think that who's going to be the one who's going to take over the charge for Sri Lanka?
That's a very good question. And I'm happy you got that practice matchup where the team got all out for 139. How do you
Hmm.
gain confidence from there when you're
Hmm.
about to start a tour? And yeah, again, I don't know why Jaisuri has given so much hype to Karuna Ratre, who has been average in the last few years. So
Hmm.
you're right, DDS is a very smart cricketer. He can bowl, he can take those crucial wickets, and he's also known for making good partnerships. We have seen
Hmm.
some brain-fed moments from him, unfortunately, where we are disappointed because he has a lot
Hmm.
of skill, but he hasn't won that many matches. But
Hmm.
hopefully, being awarded as the leader for the team will do well for him. And but if I have to pick one player that will be standing out, is actually Chandimal, because if you remember in the home
Hmm.
series against Australia, he was the
Yeah.
one who looked a class apart. And so I will be hoping Chandimal this time, performs at an away ground and show his mettle.
And there is another batsman, Kamindu Mendes, who is averaging more than 100. Currently, the only batsman. He has only played 4 Test matches, but he's an ambidextrous player. We know that he can bowl off spin from both his hands, like left hand and right hand. So he's probably going to be there. There are big expectations from Prabhat Jayasuriya. I'll tell you why, Pratik. Because in Sri Lanka is touring England in the second half of the English summer for the
Hmm.
first time since 1998. Earlier, they
Very
used to be
important.
the first team before India. Mostly, they used to play before
Hmm.
India. I remember in that 2011 when India were whitewashed by England, Sri Lanka actually went there and they drew the series there, or they lost 1-0. It was a very fine margin that they lost to.
Hmm.
So they were able to draw a test. They didn't get whitewashed. So this time they have got their spinners into play, and I hope Prabhat Jayasuriya. He's actually, I was just reading about him. Apart from Nathan Lyon and Ravichandran Ashwin, he's the third highest wicket taker since 2021. So it's going to be interesting if Prabhat Jayasuriya can play a role also in this series.
Yeah, he's a class apart. We have seen his bowling, so he bowls so well in the Sri Lankan conditions. He's lethal, but to do it
Yeah,
outside would be tough because even the likes of Ashwin hasn't been successful in England. So
yeah,
I'll see. Even Dhananjay has shown a lot of confidence in the post pre-match conference. He said we
mm,
have a world-class spinner and we have decent seamers who can actually exploit the conditions to take 20
mm,
wickets here. But I would be actually interested to see if Sri Lanka can actually manage that. We have seen recently West Indies has struggled against English batting and the style of play. So let's see
mm.
if Sri Lanka is ready for that challenge.
Yeah. Let's see how Asita and Vishwa, the both Fernandos, I think they are going to open the bowling, how they do because
Vishwa, especially being a left-hander, has some
mm,
adds more element to me. Like
mm,
he has to bowl well for them to
mm,
succeed in the picking early wickets.
yeah.
But you're absolutely right, man. This is good for Sri Lanka's point of view, as in they're playing in the second half of the summer. We always talk about this when India tours England. Like India has
Mm,
often done better in August if you compare it with
yeah.
the month of June, because in June it's
Mm,
like even more colder and suits pace bowling more, the swing bowling.
yeah.
So Indian batters don't like that, and all the Asian batters don't like that kind of seeing swing and seam movement.
Okay. Any predictions for the series, Pratik? I mean, I'll go for 3-0. But yeah, any other predictions apart from that?
Yeah, I'm predicting 2-1. Actually, I would really love for Sri Lanka
I've
to.
predicted 2-1 in your survey, but I think it's going to be 3-0. But man of the series, who do you think is going to be, do you see as man of the
I'll go
series?
with a very vanilla choice here. Oli Pope, the form he is in.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I'll probably go with Gus Atkinson. Maybe I feel that he can take a lot of wickets. He was very good against West Indies, so I I
For
think
the highest wicket taker, my prediction is Vokes. Yeah, I
Vokes.
think this
Oh,
series
sorry,
will
I'll
be
go with
lethal.
Chris Vokes. I forgot. I've
Yeah.
also predicted Chris Vokes in your survey. So let's see how that goes. Let's